Well, hello there, and welcome back to Boss Talk Live, where you get to meet bold, one of a kind, sensational superstars. And so, in keeping with that theme, my guest tonight will definitely live up to that title. Her name is Tiffany Scott Clemente. Tiffany is pretty much all things fashion. This fashion diva is a fashion designer, an editorial stylist, and a celebrity stylist. So that means that she helps prepare those looks that you see on the red carpet. Tiffany works with several different magazines. She has worked for the past 8 years with Regard magazine, and recently, she was selected as the West Coast creative director for a new European magazine called Zion Zane. She also works as a costumer on films. So, like I said, Tiffany Scott Clemente is all things fashion. So, I'm going to bring that fashionista to you right now.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Tiffany. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good. Just been working hard all day and then tried to get my exercise in, which was fantastic. A little run on the beach. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I'm good.
I love that. Aren't we
Yeah.
so lucky to live in a place where we get to do that?
In February, and
In February.
yeah, I mean, and there were little kids on the beach in the water building sandcastles. So yeah, I'd say we're pretty lucky.
I love it. I love it. I know my family teases me because they'll call me and they go, "How's the weather?" And I go, "Oh, it's cold today." And they go, "What's the temperature?" And I go, like 59. And they're like, "Shut up."
Well,
Because
no,
for those
you
of
don't
you,
hear that.
yes, exactly. Because I am from Ohio.
One of
And
my
so,
favorite states.
yes. Oh, is it really?
I have never met anybody from Ohio that I did not like, and I don't know how that's possible, but it's true.
I
It's
love it.
true.
Well,
Yeah. Cleveland
yeah.
and Columbus are my favorite cities.
Well, I'm from Toledo.
And I like Toledo too.
Let's say hello to Gigi. Hi, Gigi. Gigi
I
says running on the beach in the middle of winter, gotta love it. Absolutely,
we
absolutely.
do. We do.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out how to watch the Super Bowl from the beach.
I know, right? And it is a California Super Bowl. Come on now, don't get no
Yeah.
better than that.
Saying I don't well, that's a whole nother subject for another show. But I'm in it for the food, the friends, the fun, and the halftime show.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So you don't have a team that you're rooting for?
Well, I have to root for the
Of
Rams
course,
because
Gwen.
I'm the original Cali girl.
That's
Um,
right.
but Green Bay used to be my team.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's right. You are a native.
I am. Yeah.
I think Gigi's a native Californian, but not from Los Angeles. Is that
I
right, Gigi? Um, you gotta love it. I drink my coffee out of a straw.
That's coffee.
It's built in,
I said
and
that's coffee.
yeah, yes, it is. Promise.
Okay, mine is tea.
Tea. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, Gigi is from Oakland. Oakland.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm an Inglewood girl, so
Oh, oh yeah.
I spent my days ditching at the beach. Just
Yeah,
a
you
few,
can say that
few
now.
years ago. Just a few years
Just
ago.
a few years
Mhm.
ago.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Tiffany, we've known one another for, gosh, 20 years at least.
It's somewhere right around there for sure.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. hmm
because we met in, let's see, 2000.
I know where we met. Now,
Yeah,
if I trace back the position I
right.
was working then I would know. But I think we're somewhere right around
Maybe
somewhere
not
around
quite 20.
17, maybe
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. So we met at the um,
World's
Lucy Piano.
renowned.
the world
Yes.
renowned Lucy
World
Florence.
renowned Lucy Florence. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Shout out to Lucy Florence.
Yes. In
And I
Atlanta
think
now.
in
Or
Atlanta.
yeah.
Right, right.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. And I forget, but I think that day that we met and we connected so quickly. And I think you invited me and William. Oh, so that's the gauge. I think I had just gotten married.
Nope. It was pre-William.
Was it?
It was before William. Hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It was.
Hmm.
Okay. So then at the Lucy Florence, when we ran into each other, you invited me to the a black tie event for the AIDS Foundation, I think.
Yeah, was Kevin Hall the designer for that evening?
Right, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
Yes,
nice.
yes. And William came to that with me.
Yes, he did. So that was the
Yeah,
first night I met him, but I had met
yeah.
you before. I met you before you met him to bring him there for that.
Okay. So yeah, so it might be about 17 years then.
I think so.
Yes.
I think
I
so.
love it. I love it.
Mhm.
Well, so she and her husband Kelvin and William and I have celebrated together birthdays and just couples fun and having a really good time for quite
Yeah,
a while.
and we had a lot more things that we had planned. We had a
Yes,
lot
we
more
did.
things planned.
We sure
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So as we were talking about a week or so ago, just about all of the people that we have lost during this COVID season. And as you all know, we're continuing the theme for the month of February. All the shows are dedicated to my dear husband, late and great husband, William Joseph. And the overarching theme of the show is grief, loss, and choice. And so last week I talked about some of the choices that I have been making as I step into these new shoes that I'm wearing as a widow. And I think that as Tiffany and I were talking, we just talked about the multiple grief that we are experiencing. And so we're going to talk a little bit tonight about managing your life in the wake of multiple grief, multiple losses, I should say. Yes,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
create,
Massive grief
yeah. Ooh,
because of multiple losses.
massive grief. I'm going to write that in the chat. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, for me, that's how it feels.
As a result of multiple
Full
losses.
losses.
hmm That's almost a tongue twister.
I'm trying to figure out these glasses or not. I don't know. So I don't get the reflection when they're off, so we're just gonna go with that.
But you cute all the way anyway, so it's all right.
Thank you, girlfriend.
So tell me about what this COVID grief and COVID loss has looked like and meant for you.
um, I feel blessed in some ways because, quite honestly, my family has managed to get through it um, without anyone very close to me um, getting very ill
hmm
or passing away. What I have experienced is the loss of so many friends. And actually I have to back up when I say family because my husband has lost a lot of family. And
hmm
he's lost people that were, the brothers from another mother and those kind of folks. So I can't say that, but I mean, like, direct line, sister,
Sure.
brother, mother.
hmm
I mean, my mom, my 85-year-old mom just had Omicron a couple weeks ago.
Oh boy.
Um, but she's vaccinated, she's boosted and all of that. And she called me up and she's like, I'm eating and I'm watching all of my sports. I'm not missing any games because I can't go anywhere.
Right.
Um, so I'm thankful for that. But I'm I'm overwhelmed with the amount of males
Hmm.
that it's like 95% men
Wow.
around me that have passed away. Some of it's COVID, and I think honestly the rest of it is COVID, not direct, but I don't know how to say COVID adjacent,
Yeah. Yeah.
because of all of the things, all of the restrictions, the behaviors, the being sedentary, not doing their normal patterns, their normal things, I think caused a number of my friends to pass away.
Mhm. Wow,
Um,
that's an interesting kind of shift in how in how we've been looking at it, right? Because so much of it has been direct loss from COVID, but it did change lifestyle
it changed lifestyle, and
in
and when I
so
was
many
on the
ways.
beach, I was just thinking COVID has caused loss in ways people don't really they don't know. They're not thinking like that. It's spiritual, it's mental, it's physical, it's loss of life, it's
Hmm.
financial, you know,
Yes, absolutely.
and especially being a creative person, it's so financial. And every time things begin to
Mhm.
pick up, people act up and it goes back down. So
Mhm.
it's like I'm like a hamster in a wheel
Right.
financially, with that
Sure.
kind of loss. So, like I said, it's not just loss of life, it's loss of a lot of things that pile that stress on, make people, that affects their health and,
Right.
perhaps causes them to not be here.
Yeah. It's true. It's emotional, it's mental, and all of that. COVID itself, the idea that there's something out there that's killing people, that's enough to get your emotional and mental health going. And
Yeah.
then when you look at the fact that your routine has to change, including your work routine, which people who freelance, people who are self-employed.
Yeah,
um
and some people have gone back to work. People that have, those kind of jobs, um,
mhm,
have gone back to work. But
right,
people like me, people like my husband, um, driving for musical tours, those tours aren't going out, you
right.
know. And then you have everyone screaming, "Oh, we need truckers, we need truckers." Uh, these companies that are out here are no good.
Mhm.
You know, he had to quit because equipment was faulty. He went and
Wow.
stopped the truck and the tires caught on fire.
Ooh.
So there's just there's so many hidden agendas, and there's so much lying, and all of that. So now, like I said, that causes stress, and that's a whole another kind of grief, loss of a job.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Gigi pointed out, I said it's created losses, financial, lifestyle, emotional, and Gigi pointed out definitely spiritual.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it makes you reevaluate things 10 times a day. Relationships, and that's another thing: loss of friendships and loss of relationships within family.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
I respect everyone in my family's um, decisions to do what it is that they want to do for their families, and I respect and love myself enough to know when I have to make decisions that may not be popular, um,
Mhm.
and it is what it is. I can't
Absolutely.
can't make you do anything. You're grown.
Right. Right. Grown folks. That's right.
Grown folks. Now I want to know when these kids who are grown folks think they became adults.
Mm.
We're adults. They
Right.
just,
They just
grown
grown.
folks. They'll be adults when we're gone.
Right. Right. Exactly. So are
So
you
that
referring to the school situations?
now I'm referring to the nieces and nephews that are growing with the baby. Yeah,
Okay.
no. The school situations, that's a whole nother thing. I was a former teacher. That's one of the things I didn't put in there. I taught for a few years, and it was hard enough then. So I can only
Mhm.
imagine, what these teachers are going through now,
Yeah.
trying to become technical gurus. I mean, look at us. I can't even explain to you what my setup looks like, but y'all would be laughing if you saw it. I was just trying to get enough light on me so I didn't look like a lurker.
Lurking in the dark in the background.
There's
But
a look of innocence.
you have to consider though that considering what we're working with here, you made it happen. That's a technical genius as far as I can see.
Oh, darling, we are make do. We are
That's
make do
right.
girls, and we're gonna make it
That is
happen,
so right.
no matter what we get to
Absolutely.
work with.
That's right. What you working with? Show me what you're working with.
Yeah, let's see it. My dog might jump up here in a minute and show you. He's such a trooper.
You might act up a little bit, huh?
You
But
right?
and when you talk about just the whole situation with families, it is true because COVID has caused rifts in so many different areas in our lives. There are those who had to go back to work and those kinds of rifts. But just think about even in the grocery store, even in the bank, you have people who come in and decide they don't want to do what the sign says or what the mandate says. And trust me, I don't like being told what to do. I don't like feeling forced or feeling any of those things, but I feel like if it's out here, I'm going to have to protect myself, and I want people to be respectful enough to protect others even if that's not what they want to do, you know.
Yeah,
And
I
so
absolutely agree. I agree with that.
yeah.
There was a couple on this morning, and it's another subject, but it's related to loss. Their son is the first open trans figure skater. And so they dealt with him coming out gay many years ago. And then they recently, just very recently, um, had to process him being trans. And the father said, look, we've done the research, we've read everything. What I don't understand is someone choosing to do the hurtful thing when it's so easy to do the right thing. Why
Mm,
are you going to the side of what you know is going to hurt somebody when basically it's not your life? Just
exactly.
do the simplest thing that's not going to hurt somebody.
Thank
And
you.
resonated with me, and that's the whole thing about wearing the mask in and staying 6 feet away. And I'm kind of touchy about that. I
Oh yes.
want you right here. I want you back at least six
I
feet
need you back behind me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so I respect, like I said, I respect people's decisions. If you don't want to wear a mask, I'll probably wear two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Mhm.
got you covered. I'm gonna do me with
Right. I actually have some masses say I'll say I'll take care. I can't remember. I take care of you, you take care of me, or something like that. But
yeah.
I'm putting the mask on to take care of you as
Mm-hmm.
well as me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And um, is that my friend?
Calvin?
Yes.
Yes, he's showing me he's watching.
Oh,
Did
he's so
you see a reflection or a shadow?
no, I saw your eyes.
What did they do?
They went up and
Oh
they got
yeah.
all googly. They got all googly
But
eyes.
I'm trying to figure out where should I look. So he was there.
Tell him I said hey. Tell him he can peek in if he likes.
Hey,
Um,
nah, he's gone.
so I want to shout out our soror, Lanny, who's my line sister, my sans.
Hi,
Hey,
Manny.
Lanny. And she says that COVID represents a season of change that none of us were prepared for. Absolutely. 100%. And, that's the thing. It's like we're all in this together. None of us were prepared for this. None of us expected this. This thing was something that came along that most people who are alive today have never experienced as well. So just given that fact, given that we don't even really know, and I don't think they really know either. And by they, I mean, those people who get paid to know these kinds of things or to research these kinds of things, they don't really know either because it's all brand new. And I guess for me, it's like when in doubt, protect yourself and protect others.
Well, I mean, this goes back to, if you think about it, and I'm aging us a little bit, but when AIDS happened,
Yes, yes. Oh my
it's
gosh,
the
yes.
same thing. Okay. And so people, everyone I knew, and honestly, I think I knew some of the ground zero people here in Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, had a friend, and he literally got sick, withered away within a couple months. And it was AIDS. And it was before it had a name and all of that. And we were gobsmacked with that. It was like,
Yes,
what the hell is going on?
yes.
And as we got information, we adjusted, we did different things, we protected ourselves, we didn't do this, we didn't do that, and it's the same thing. But I think that was the last. I've experienced loss my entire life.
Mm,
I remember going to my first funeral at 5 years old with my mom. I was like her little, I was a road dog. My sisters were 5 and 7 years older. So, they were doing what they were doing. But I remember my first funeral at 5 years old. And, you know, as we go through life, we lose people.
yeah.
I lost my adopted mom. I lost my adopted father when I was 10 years old. I've had a lot of loss. But
Mm,
AIDS was a mass grief, and COVID, this time, these last couple years have been mass,
yeah.
because I'm used to, we say it comes in threes. So you lose one
Yeah.
person, and then a few months, and then a few months. Recently, I lost 5 people in 1 month.
Wow. Mm.
And
I just
after
feel like we should take a deep breath on that and let that soak in. That's
that,
huge.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And that's the people that are here. That doesn't include Sydney. That doesn't include Betty, because those people, we grew up knowing, and they were, as far as I'm concerned, they were part of the extended family.
Right.
I
Right.
looked at what Betty White was doing.
Right.
You're always
Right.
watching Sydney, what pearls he's going to drop, and the whole nine. So
Mm,
that doesn't even
mm.
include the greater Andre Leon Talley,
Oh
Virgil Abloh,
gosh. Yeah.
Thierry Mugler. I mean,
Yeah.
the hits just keep
Oh, I
coming.
didn't know that Terry Mugler died. I didn't
Oh,
know that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. 2 weeks ago,
Oh
perhaps.
my gosh, I missed that. Now I actually met her. She
No, no,
in
no,
New
him.
York.
No,
Him. I
Thierry,
mean,
the French
sorry.
guy.
I mean
Yeah,
him. Yeah, because of Dreamgirls.
really. Now, I met him when I was in college. He came to our college. He was
What?
so young and cute and fine. Yeah, so it's like I said, you know, it's just mass, and actually, right now, I'm going through the process with one of my dogs.
Mm.
It's summer has, and all of a sudden she's just, and I'm trying to give her to tell me when she's ready, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to let her suffer, or anything like that.
I
So
had a client who recently went through that and she said she just knew it was like she told her when she was ready to go. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, animals always do.
Yeah. Gigi
Someone,
says she lost 4 in 6 weeks, but not exclusive to COVID.
yeah,
Yeah.
mine weren't exclusive to COVID either, like I said, but I think it was as a result of the lifestyle changes that a lot of people made and had to make because of COVID. I mean, going
Mhm.
to the hospital? Are you kidding?
Yeah,
If I didn't have COVID, I wasn't going near it.
exactly. Exactly.
And we all have issues, and we all have things, but it's like, I'd rather have that than to have that.
Yeah, how about that? Lanny says she
Yeah,
feels your pain. Our fur babies are a family.
absolutely,
Yeah, Lanny
absolutely.
has two cutie pies over there, Sweetie and Baby.
And I have bourgeois and summer.
That's so perfect. Oh, so
Right,
perfect.
right.
So I want to go back though to what you said about the choice that we get to make to be kind. And what what do you have to lose from that? And who gave you and the collective you, us, we permission to judge and decide that we get to treat people a certain kind of way because of who they are? And I think that I actually just spoke about that because I really have just been shaken by the loss of this beautiful young lady. There she goes,
Chesley.
Chesley Christ.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that just shook me to the core. And I read the document that she wrote, the essay that she wrote. Did you read that? Did you read any of that?
Mm-mm. I think I probably saw bits and snippets,
Yeah.
but
The majority of what she spoke about is on my Facebook page. So if you get a chance, but she
okay.
said things like, people were upset with her winning. First of all, of course they were, because there were, is it four black women won in that. There was a sweep of black beauty queens,
Yes,
not
honey.
in black beauty pageants. So that's phenomenal and amazing and wonderful.
Yes.
And so there was that piece. There was the piece, they didn't like her hair. They didn't think she was tall enough. She was too muscular. All of these things that people got to decide in their minds, got to decide about this young woman and not keep it to themselves. Mama said, finish this with me. If you don't have anything good to say,
Don't
don't
say
say anything at
anything.
all.
Yeah.
Or in
Yeah.
other words, shut your mouth, keep your mouth shut.
Render no opinions. It's not your
Render
life.
no opinions. Exactly. And, social media, which when it started out, we were all excited about it. It was great. We got to see our friends from somewhere else. I know the first time I ever went on to Facebook, because I swore I wasn't going to do it. And a friend told me about another girlfriend,
Hmm.
Janet, about Janet's beautiful boys. Janet had three beautiful boys that I had never seen, and she had moved to, I don't remember, Florida maybe, or Connecticut, something, not
Hmm.
here. And I was like, oh, send me pictures. And she said, you can see them on Facebook.
And
I
then it
signed,
began.
yes. And then it began. I signed up and I thought it was just the greatest thing ever. And I got to see people from everywhere. And I went to sleep with like 50 friends. And I woke up with 99 friends because New York, the East Coast, woke up while I was asleep. And I
Right.
just thought it was the greatest thing
And
ever.
they couldn't believe you were on there, so they knew they were onto something.
Right, right. So but then, like, it then started to become this place where people had another place to make nasty.
Hmm.
And
Um,
and and it just breaks my heart because no one ever considers the impact of what they might say and how it might impact the person is directed at.
well, my my history has always been being bullied. And so
I didn't
my
know this.
reaction, oh yeah, my reaction has always been maybe being I'm just kind.
Mm,
Okay, that's always my first thought, to do something loving. However, I
Hasaneva.
will come after you.
I heard that as a Hasaneva.
However, I will come after you if I see you being mean, if I see, especially to family or friends,
Mm,
animals, small
mm,
kids, that's the worst. But I I
yes.
will I will go to the kind side, rather
Mhm.
than the hurtful side, but I will not let you F with me
Okay.
ever, because I went through that. I went through that from kindergarten all the way through high school, and still have to deal with it.
Wow.
Still have to deal with the craziness. And we know that it's about race. I was at my friend's funeral, Darnell, who you
Mm-hmm.
knew. I was
Yes.
at his funeral, and I was asked to speak, and I was told by his cousin, "You have 2 minutes." I said, "He said, could you speak?" I said, "2 minutes? I can speak for 2 hours." Of course, the pastor got up and he said, "2 minutes." And so I said, "Pastor, I just imagined that you were talking to me because Darnell was very dear to me, and I could go on and on." He said, "2 minutes." I said, "I got it. I got it." However, at the end of the funeral, one of the funeral directors um, said something to me. He said, "Oh, you spoke beautifully. I'm glad you stuck to 2 minutes." He said, "But you wouldn't know anything about that." Like I was some
What?
person that was not of color, that didn't know what happened in a Baptist church because I
Right.
was white people.
Wow.
This was 2 weeks ago at
And it
my
was a grown
friend's
up. It was a
funeral.
grown up.
This is a grown up.
That's the scary part. Wow.
I,
We have to do better, people.
we have to do better. We have to do better.
Have to do better. Lanny, I don't know if we saw that. I want to say this out loud. Lanny said, yes, it's as if the devil was unleashed through social media. Yes. And in a time when we all are going through the same thing and should be clinging to one another and uplifting one another. And
And
yeah,
using social media to advance our
yes,
relationships, our knowledge, not just using it for the evil, use it for the good. Because the light is always going to outweigh the darkness. Why are we dealing with the trolls? Why are we dealing with the dark net and all of that stuff? It's crazy to me. It's crazy.
absolutely. So I'm sorry, my light went out, and so I got to tell you now. I got to tell the funny story. So my office is ghetto rigged. I got to tell you because because somehow my lights work in this kind of strange way. So if you turn off, if I get up right now and turn off my lights, I'm gonna turn off the lights over there next door. So in order, like she gets here before me, so she turns on her light in my room. And
Okay.
I just discovered a couple weeks ago that there's a light in here that has never come on, but somebody turned on the light in the green room and the light came on. And I was like, oh, so it's controlled by the green room.
Or the spirits, either one.
Who knows? That was the spirit of Coco because I guess she's leaving. She was turning out the lights out there.
Okay.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. I love my office, but we have some very, very quirky things happening here. And I guess that works because I'm kind of quirky too.
Just like life. Wherever you go, my darling, there you are.
There I am. There you go. Quirky follows me. I'm
And, so,
married.
and if we all knew that and recognized it, we wouldn't have so many issues. You,
So
you
true.
can't run.
You cannot. You
You can't.
absolutely cannot. You
Yeah.
cannot.
That's a t-shirt. Wherever you go, there you are. And that's
There
an
you
old
are. I love it. I love it. Yes. So Lanny agrees with you that what happened to you was so mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that we, when we have lost so many people just collectively as a world, right? And the United States as a country, we have so much more in common than we have that is different. And
Mhm.
that's everybody. Now let's break it down to people of color
Mm.
because I don't understand quite how he could look at you and think anything other than that you're an African American woman.
I don't know what you know what that's the spectrum thing.
Right,
You
right.
know, that's
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 colorism.
the light skinned, dark skinned, which
Right.
I don't even know what
That
skin
whole
it
thing.
is. But um it's that, and that's silly, and that's always been
Mm,
silly. I
it is.
mean, you know, um, and we've gone on another tangent. I
We
mean,
have.
we've gone off to the side, but that's all part of a loss and grief too. Um,
Sure. I think a person who has been bullied, that's that there's some grieving that goes with that. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And even to this day, it's like trying to figure out what was it that just for so long set people off about me. And Lord knows, I know I'm not perfect, but I am never a bitch. First,
I can attest to that.
only in response, and that's usually in response and defense of people I love. Now, as a
Absolutely.
fashion designer, I may kiki about you behind my hands and what you're wearing. And I think I might have a partner in crime over here. We've done that a couple times.
We have
It's,
definitely
that's
done
an occupational hazard.
that. Absolutely. It's like, not a good choice,
Honey,
but
thank you, Miss Lanny. The haircut. Yes, darling.
yes, I love it. I remember I hadn't seen this haircut until the time that we got together and we hadn't seen each other in a while and we met at that hot dog joint. What was that place?
Oh, the doghouse.
The doghouse. That's
Yes,
right.
the
That's right.
doghouse.
Yes. Yes. And we went to the doghouse and had sliders, burgers. But
They were good.
that's how we roll. That's how we roll.
That's how we roll. We're opposites, always opposite.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
Well, so going back then to this idea of grief, loss, and choice. And when we find ourselves in the midst of all the loss that we have experienced in this COVID season, in this sort of never-ending nightmare that has been COVID, because I remember back when it started, we thought they told us, right? We'll be done, August 15th. They'll lift the
Yeah, they were giving us dates, which
and
we should never have bought into.
yeah, oh, I mean
Epidemics
absolutely
have never expired. I mean, well, some of
never.
them we've gotten them under control, but that's because people believe the science. Now we got all these armchair scientists out here who don't believe the scientists.
Right.
It's like it's crazy.
Yeah. I think today I saw children protesting, and their parents protesting in another area. And then I've had kids who didn't want to go, who didn't want to wear their masks, refused rather to wear their masks in school.
And then you have some kids who are perfectly fine.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
so what they're doing is they're taking what they're hearing at home and bringing it forward.
Thank you. Oh, that part. Absolutely.
It's just real simple. I mean, if you look at just the Japanese culture, how long have they been wearing masks for? And we thought they were crazy. For how many years they're running around, they're beautifully dressed with these masks on. And a lot of it has to do with pollution in the city, this, that, and the other. But they do it to protect them, their health, their family. Maybe put this on. It's a societal thing, you
Mhm.
know, and it's not comfortable to wear a mask.
Not at all.
It's
Not
not necessarily comfortable to go and get tests, even though I swear to God, I don't understand what everybody's all up for about it. They're
right.
like, oh my God, they were trying to get to my brains. Okay, I'm not sure who you went to, but I've not been,
Right.
the tests, I mean, the shots, the second one took me out, the third one took me out further, but I will deal with that in order to,
Not be taken out, period.
right, to not be taken out, period, and to respect the scientists. And you know what? I don't know what's in the air today, but
Oh,
I'm going to breathe it.
exactly.
And no matter
Exactly.
where I am, I'm going to breathe the air where I am. If I have to put a mask on to filter that air, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
Let's
this is
look
the
at it
thing.
like that.
When you think about it, it's all so that we can get back to what looks like what we want it to look like, some kind of normal. Some kind of normal.
Yeah.
And yes, it definitely it's a new normal, but I just think if we practice a little gratitude, then that would help us to get through this. Like, be grateful that you are one of the ones that still are here and able
Be
to
grateful that you're vertical. damn it,
Yes,
get
yes.
vertical. It's like, when we were talking a couple weeks ago, I kind of likened what I was going through right now, because it's a lot of men. I've always had a lot of male friends. I'm comfortable with that. I've always, all my husband's friends, his cousins, his family, I bonded with them, towards them. And what the loss that I've experienced has been a lot of men of color,
Yes, absolutely.
and not old men.
Yeah.
When the phone rings in the middle of the night, we
Mm,
have older family members. I don't want to hear it, but I expect to hear Auntie passed,
mm-hmm,
cousin
mm-hmm.
so and so, who we called Auntie because that's what you did out of respect,
That's right.
passed. I don't expect to hear that one of my husband's best friends, who is younger than us,
Mm,
healthy, I mean, ridiculously healthy,
mm, mm.
it just bought new businesses. We had plans. We were going to travel together. William, I knew that if anybody on this planet was going to kick COVID's ass, it was the brink,
Yeah.
because he lived in positivity.
Yes, he
You know,
did. Yes, he
he could
did.
be having, I mean, look, the devil could have just stole your liver. William was going to find the bright lining in it. It's going to be, well, at least he didn't get your kidney. Shalom, y'all. I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Different.
So it was like that and my next door neighbor, who was positive like William, was. That's what propelled that's what propelled us to get the vaccination, is because I knew that if they had been able to, they would have. If it had been created in
One
time enough.
week, 1 week after William passed, I got the notice in the mail scheduling him at the VA to get his vaccination.
Yeah. So there was no way I would not get it, you know.
Absolutely.
And like I said, so all of these beautiful men of color, men who were in their early 50s, you
Yes.
know, not the 85-year-olds,
Right.
not the 87, not the 70, 9. It's just, I likened it to being on a playground,
Mm-hmm.
and you got all your playmates, and you turn around and somebody's gone, and you hit the tether ball and you turn around and two other people are gone, you know, and then you go to lunch and you come back out on the play yard and somebody else is gone.
Is gone. Yes.
And
Absolutely.
it's just, and then not being able to go to funerals.
Mm.
Some people don't like going to funerals. I said I've experienced lots of, death and passing in my lifetime, so I don't have a problem with going to funerals. I don't have, it's a release. And I,
Mm.
I feel like, because I haven't been able to go to so many funerals, I have so much grief that's built up in me.
Yes. Absolutely.
It,
Tiffany,
it
hold that thought for just a
okay.
second. We're going to shout out Michelle. First of all, you know Michelle. Hey, Michelle.
Hey,
Thank you.
Michelle.
Hey, ladies, love the conversation. But I have somebody in the studio that we want to bring out, and that is Miss
He
Gwendolyn
lived in
Goodman.
positivity. Hi,
Hello.
Gwen.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
You could
did.
be having, I mean, look, the devil could have just stole your liver. William was going to find the bright lining in it.
Okay.
Well,
Hey, Gwen,
shalom,
are you
y'all.
watching the show? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think she's watching the show. I don't know if she knows she's live. Yeah.
And my next door neighbor. Okay,
Gwen,
Gwen, you can't watch anymore. You have to join
Gwen,
in. That's what
Gwen.
propelled me to
I'm
get.
going to put
That's
this
what
on the
propelled us
chat.
to get the vaccination. Is
But it's
because
good
I
to
knew
watch
that
her
if they
laugh
had
as
been
she
able
watches
to,
that.
they would have. If it had been created in time enough.
1 week
He's funny.
after William passed, I got the
So are
notice
we on
in the
delay?
mail.
Are
I
we on
don't
a
know.
delay feed?
Him at the VA to get. I don't know if she.
Boss time. You're live. So there was no way I would not get it. you know.
Absolutely.
And like I said, so all of these beautiful men of color, men who were
I don't know if
in their
she's
early
muted
50s,
or
I don't think she's
what.
muted because we're
Not
hearing her.
the
But she's not muted.
85-year-olds,
Can you
not
mute
the
her?
87,
I
not
don't.
the
I think I
70,
can.
9.
It's just
There, I can mute her mic until she
you muted
recognizes
her.
us.
So maybe at some point she'll catch up and come in.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
but it's like making a choice to get up in the morning because I would.
Mhm.
Well, actually, there are many days that I just stayed. I stayed in bed like somebody in the 1700s with the vapors. I took to my bed because I couldn't. I couldn't function. Okay, is she
Yes.
here
I don't know.
now? I couldn't function. I think that it's
Yeah,
important to grieve how you grieve.
Some people
absolutely.
don't like going to funerals. I
And
said I've
Gwen,
experienced lots of,
Gwen,
death and passing in my lifetime,
I
so
don't know
I
if
don't have
she,
a problem with going to funerals. I don't have it.
you have to mute her again. I don't know.
I
I
guess, I don't think she could see us. I guess I should call her number.
okay. I can carry on while you call her.
I think
And just
somebody else
like
is calling her, maybe to tell her that she's live.
okay, we are ladies of a certain age, y'all.
Gwen, are you
Has
there?
built up in me.
Yes, absolutely. Gwen, are you
Candy.
there? Michelle, if you're still on, call Gwen. That is so funny. I really don't know what's happening. She's a tech guru.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, she does work for the city Bangalore, right?
Watch this.
Hey there.
Hey, do you know that you are live and everybody's watching you watch us?
You didn't tell me.
I tried to.
Oh, I thought it was backstage still.
Well, you didn't hear your intro.
Everyone.
You didn't hear your introduction. Now you're here.
No, I didn't. I just, you all were just talking and you were flowing so beautifully that I thought, okay, they're just in the flow and I'll wait until she says, well, now I'm
live and on the phone. So bye for now.
I love when these things happen. They make the show have a little comedy too.
Let me get my volume up. I can hardly hear you.
Okay.
Okay, of course, we would be talking about loss tonight, and I've lost all kinds of technology here today. Ran in from the office ready to do this, and my computer went through an update. So when I turned it on, it was stuck in a cycle, and it was like, are you kidding me?
Usually that happens to me. So
well, and me as well. That happened to me last night. So Gigi, the other Gigi, the baby Gigi, we do this every time. Gwendolyn Goodman. Gigi says, hi, Gwen.
Hi. Hello, beloved. Wow.
Lanny says it's real life, and we love real life, don't we? And Michelle,
Yes.
I said, Michelle, if you're on, please call Gwen. She said I did call.
I did.
And she did, and I absolutely appreciate that she did,
goodness.
because I could see that I was looking at my phone, so I really wasn't paying attention to my iPad, because I'm doing this for the first time on my iPad, and of course it doesn't have streaming yard, so it's like it wanted me to do things. So
did a whole lot of stuff going on. Well,
so,
you are here now. So we have actually gone the whole 9 yards. We have talked about grief and loss. We have talked about race and color and everything, good conversation. So as you know, the topic that we are dealing with this month, in honor of the brink, shalom, y'all, is grief, loss, and choice.
right.
And I just want to let the audience know, last week, the show was our first show. Of course, it was for the 2nd of February. And I think God is just amazing in that the show fell on the day that my honey went home. to be with God. And
Yes.
so when we were talking about, some of the choices that I have made and continue to make, y'all, every single day,
Single day.
when I wake up and my feet get ready to hit the ground, I thank God for my own life, and I thank God for William's life and our lives together. And I want to use my life to honor his life, because he was quite
Yes.
an
Yes.
amazing man, period,
Amazing.
on the planet. He was an amazing husband, perfect for me. Um, and
The
and I
bestest friend.
what's that?
The bestest friend.
Yes, the bestest friend ever he was. Yes. And so, Lanny, thank you. Shalom. Rest in heaven bring. Yes. But
Yes.
something that I said in speaking about the choice, um, kind of sparked something in Gwendolyn. And so I invited her on to actually talk about that. And so, Gwen, will you tell us a little bit about your experience with loss? That's with COVID and just overall, because we've covered it all.
Yes.
And y'all forgive me, I'm
Because you've
sitting on
covered
this
it.
pillow. I'm a little person, I guess. Sometime I have to get it straight here.
Because you've covered so much about loss, I'll just say from a 30,000-foot view, I mirror everything that Tiffany has said in terms of, our lives having traveled a very similar path in terms of getting acquainted with loss early. At 8 years old, I lost my grandfather, who was the second parent for me. My grandmother and grandfather were raising me. So I became acquainted with grief early in my life. And certainly the travel up to COVID has been unlike anything that's ever happened in life. I had the loss of my firstborn at 26 years old to heart disease.
Mm.
And so that is a loss like none other. And then coming up on all that would happen for us during these COVID years. So when you were doing the program on honoring the brink, and he was an amazing man in our lives, and I'm so grateful that our husbands got a chance to meet and to know each other, and that I got a chance to have a boyfriend because
Wait a minute. He was
yes,
mine.
yes, we put your dukes up. Come on now. we we gonna
You
fall
know,
down.
it is so funny though, because
Post down.
I, I have a girlfriend, and up there, yeah, oh, there.
Oh wait, where's Muddy? Let me grab
Always got to back up.
my Yorkie. Let me put my
She's got a
Yorkie up here.
Yorkie and then a giant, big old dog too.
Oh yeah, we have a Yorkie, and we have a German Shepherd. So I can like double. We can double down
Okay,
here.
Miss Land Shark owner.
Oh yeah, bring my friend. There's our friend.
Oh,
Love of our lives.
see, Lucky.
My daughter just brought him through. Baby,
You know, one of my friends is so broken up, like over the loss of William, because she always said that William took care of all my girls, and he really did. He really did. And
He absolutely did. And we had Sean Ray and I each got a boyfriend because she called my husband boyfriend and I call William boyfriend. So we were, whenever we were talking, it was like, your boyfriend did this.
And my husband takes care of all my girlfriends. So
he truly does.
Yeah.
She could be out of town and Kelvin is texting and checking on me and commenting. He's the most positive social media person ever.
And going out of town and bringing back gifts for my girlfriends.
Okay.
Love it. Stop this. That's awesome.
Yeah. And
but
my
go
husband,
on, Greg.
Doing so much nonprofit work. He has been right there you know, the nonprofit husband for whatever it is that I'm involved in. You know, the ladies are going to know that, you know, he's there.
Lenny said he just called her crazy.
That part.
Yes, yes.
So, just kind of moving back to
Oh, wait, one more thing. He also took care of your black silk
Black
backup
silk backup
singers.
singers.
That's right. Thank you, Renee. Our second soprano.
William got around.
He truly did. He truly did. I love
right?
it. I love
Yeah.
it.
But he was just the kind of guy that Sean LeRae would need. You know, he was designed by God just for her. For
Yeah.
that personality. He would have to be a man that was easy, that was confident, and able to handle a woman with her energy, and flair and love for people. And he complimented her in all of those aspects of her character. So yeah, he was definitely crafted.
Cheers
Just
to
for
the
me.
brink. A little libations for the ancestors.
Libations. Well, I'll do my coffee for now, but
This is tea.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, on my desk, I can only.
We'll go there with
There
you.
we go. There we go.
Yeah. But as Sean LeRae and I were talking after the main show about choice, and well, I guess the full theme being grief, loss, and choice. And so that was just such a key point for me. It gave me an opportunity to really look at the so many losses that occurred. And in fact, I was dealing with the day prior to that program, I had just had another major loss. So I was in a mode of thinking about the value, the contribution of that person in my life. And then looking at the choices that I had made from so many other losses. And when you're experiencing grief, there comes a point where you have to make a choice to live again, to do what's necessary to carry on with that empty place at the table. And so we were talking about some of the choices that I'd made after major losses. And I will just focus on the choice that I made when my son passed away. And the choice that I made there was to make that something, the lessons from it, something that the whole community could use. My son died of heart disease. And so I wanted to make certain that our community was focused on heart disease. So my husband and I founded the Inspiration Walk. And so with that, it is an inspiration lined path with quotes for the community to come out. It's a free walk. It happens annually. And it's a time of reflection. So it's unlike your hurried sign up and let's do a 5K kind of walk. It's completely different in terms of the strategy for it being a silent walk of inspiration and reflection on a summer morning. And so that is the choice that we made with how we would honor his life. And then so appropriate it was, and it's proven to be one of the best things that I could have done for my community and for myself. As time would have it and life goes on, we had our firstborn grandson. And we learned before he was born that there were going to be challenges. And he was Down syndrome, and there were, the doctors had given us every kind of negative report you can imagine. And he too would have open heart surgery at 6 months old.
Wow.
So again, focused on the heart, and having another that feeling, that good feeling of it was the right choice, to
Yeah.
be focused after that major loss on
Mm.
heart health in our community. So
I
that
love
was kind of one thing. We talked about a myriad of things, but I know the hour is close
Yeah.
now. So we had talked about some other things that are around grief that were outside of loss of death, and so perhaps another time we'll get a chance to really
Yeah.
talk about the choices that one makes when you experience, or the need to make choices after
Hmm.
you've experienced grief.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing those very personal things. But I just want to say about the Jason's walk, his
Mhm.
inspirational walk. I got to attend this year, and I brought my little sweetheart, my intern Coco, whom I just adore. And we had such a beautiful morning, and I was really inspired by what you did there. And I loved the people coming who had been there years before, and who knew and who took the time and made certain that their schedules were clear for this walk. And I loved the um, sort of overall personal touch that it had, but then also the individual personal touch. Like everyone who came there had their own story that they could walk and reflect on. And on the trees were these beautiful inspirational messages as you went around. And then I loved the garden where there were these little paper flowers, but they all had little inspirational quotes on them. And I was taken by the creativity, the family atmosphere that exuded from it. You and your husband there, and my girl, Miss Elise, was there, and
Mhm.
I love her energy anywhere. And I loved it too that you brought in others too. Well, first of all, your own husband, my boyfriend, the fitness man, was there to talk about fitness. And all of this relates to our heart health. And
Mhm.
then
Mhm.
the grand yoga diva of all
Yes.
yogas, uh, my soror, hello, somebody. And now I can't even say her name. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Um, Help me, Gwen. It just went right out of my head.
Oh, my yoga person, don't make me crazy right here, right now. Why am I drawing
Well,
a blank?
I will give you all her
Is that
Instagram.
awful?
We old people, y'all. Come on, we cute, but we old. So
You see, I'm
As
staying out of
well,
that conversation.
Misty,
Missy, Missy,
Misty. You know
Misty.
what? That was like so awful.
Yes, yes. Powell, Powell.
Misty Powell.
Misty Powell.
That's,
Oh my gosh. And she is holistic living arts. Is that right?
I think that's it.
Holistic living arts on
Arts.
Instagram. And
Hmm.
Misty's presence, first of all, is amazing. She's beautiful,
Amazing.
smart. Don't you laugh. Landy's laughing at us.
Okay, don't do that.
But Misty has this the way that she brings yoga to you is so beautiful and so amazing and so
So amazing.
heartfelt. And she talks about the ancestors and about all of that. It's the most amazing thing. Any event that I do, I'm going to bring her in because she's just so she makes yoga sexy and attractive and all those things. And I got ADHD, so I'm not trying to do no yoga really, but
But it's so much fuller than that, because she
it is.
brings
It's so much
both
fuller.
sound, she does sound bath, she does breathing. So
Yes,
it's a complete experience. It's
it really
beyond
is.
just the yoga movement experience, or the
Yes,
yoga movement. It is an entire experience. And
it
she can
really
be
is.
found at mistypowell.com.
There you
So,
go. That part. There you go. Let's do that. Lenny said that was another real life moment.
yeah.
It was. Michelle was there. She said it was an awesome event right in the community of Inglewood. Yes, and
Yes.
I wanted to say Tiffany also. Tiffany is from Inglewood originally. That's your
Inglewood,
girl.
So then I hope
native.
you're gonna be in the wood this week. We're doing all kinds of pre Super Bowl activities. The stage for Taste of Inglewood is amazing over every night starting tomorrow afternoon.
I'm looking forward to Tony, Tony, Tony.
Oh,
Okay,
you
baby. So
already
you
know.
already know.
Oh, I know. But I really am an Inglewood girl. I know what's going on over there. I got my eyes on.
Well, okay.
Well, look, right now I'm hating my life because I will be at the dentist at 1 o'clock.
So you look
I
at
and
the
I've been
schedule, you know
told,
that's when Tony is playing.
oh, my
I
life,
don't
I
think
don't
so.
like it right now.
Yeah, if you look at the schedule, you can see exactly what hour each of the performers will be on stage for all 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
And that's at tasteofinglewood.com. Just saying.
So I just have to check something.
That's
So
my
who is CC Blue Sky? Identify yourself, please, darling. I kind of feel like I know. Is that LeBlue? Is that my New York girl? Are you still there, darling? Put something in the chat and let me know. Lanny's laughing. Lanny is so. So we have on this just right here. We got 3 deltas. I mean 3 Ooh, look at me. 3
What?
AKAs and a delta.
well.
Let's
Whoop,
go.
whoop, whoop,
I got my what? We're all Greek. It's all wonderful.
We're all in the house.
Oh look, we got okay. What we got here? My
Oh,
uncle
somebody's
used to
uncle
sing
used to sing.
Tony. Amar Khalil. Now, let me see. Gigi, do you remember? Because I think that for a while they went to our church. One of them, the lead guy and this girl, his girlfriend or something.
Raphael Sadiq.
No,
What
but
are we
I love
talking?
Raphael Sadiq. I went
I'm
to see
lost.
Raphael Sadiq at
Oh.
oh God, it's gone now. Oh my gosh. Oh my brain. I'm telling y'all, we are really
It's gone now.
demonstrating.
The Palace. Where? Give me a
No.
city.
Hollywood, Sunset, House of Blues. I sang
Oh,
there.
yes, of
Remember
course.
when I sang there? Yes, I opened for Evelyn Champagne King at the House of Blues. Not just I, Black Silk. Yes,
Black Silk.
featuring Sean LeRae.
Okay, Small World. She was my neighbor, lived right across the hall.
Hush mouth. Small
Her
World again. I coordinated a wedding in New Jersey, and her brother was in the band. And he said I looked like her. Everybody used to tell me that in New York.
Everybody in New York need glasses. No, ma'am. No.
A mess.
No.
But you know what? If I show you a couple of pictures and that one album where her hair is kind of going back, and I used to do my hair like that, it's a whole thing. But anyway,
that one album. It's a whole thing,
album.
Right?
People have said I look like Angela Davis.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of Angela, I can see a little tiny bit, maybe. But okay, wait.
Something.
Look, here's some more trivia here. Amar took Raphael's place after he left the group. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Gigi. And my other soror is here, Rhonda. I'm so glad to be able to join you all tonight. Grief is no joke. Without help and support, it can lead to isolation and chronic illness. Thank God for his comfort and friends. Absolutely. Thank you, Rhonda. Rhonda pledged me and Lanny at good old Ohio University. Oh, yes. Wow. Yes. Lanny says, hi, Rhonda.
I saw her.
That's Houston, Texas in the house, y'all.
All right, Houston.
Whoop, whoop.
So we have Houston. We got the ATL. Lanny's in the ATL. Let's see. Who else we got here? Gigi is LA, the Valley. She's a Valley girl like me. Renee is LA proper. Now, Renee's parents are that sassy, sexy couple that no one ever can guess their age on the dance floor. Remember them, Tiffany? You remember that's
the one
right.
the one I interviewed. Get
yes,
out of here.
Yes, at my 50th birthday party, Tiffany was the commentator for the fashion show.
Oh, that circle is so incestuous.
Yes, it really is.
What you need? I can do it. Oh, she can do it.
Right.
When we did that show, everybody came out and Tiffany asked them their age, and because that was called that my 50th birthday party was called Songs in the Key of Sean LeRae. Narcissistic, maybe, but there you have it. And when Tiffany asked everyone their age, when Mama Brown said her age,
she told me to do it. I don't just normally do
it. Right. The room got so quiet, and then it burst into applause because she was the curviest, most fabulous, most beautiful. And I think at that time, snatched
to the gods.
Snatched to the gods. And I think she was 71 at the time.
Wow. Honey, goals. Straight up
goals.
And let me tell you, we everywhere that we went, she was my dance partner. And it was just amazing. And we always did this is all, when I say we did, it was all pre-pandemic. For Christmas Eve, we would go celebrate my mother-in-law's birthday. And then by 8:00, we'd be at the Brown's house. They would be eating gumbo, real live gumbo, and I would have some kind of semblance thereof with chicken. But I tell you, you guys, you know what is amazing is we have such rich lives, COVID notwithstanding.
Right.
And, you know, I really must say that this loss has been... What? Okay, wait, hold everything.
Who done showed up late?
Look at here.
Well, hello, Amar.
Well, hello.
Are we going to see Amar in Inglewood?
He says, what's going on here? You have entered into the land of boss talk, Amar Bold, one of the sensational superstars. So you're in the right place. Thanks for joining us tonight. I love it. I really love it. Let's see what happened here. Gigi, wait. I don't know how this will work, Gigi. I'm going to try it. I don't think, I don't know how to do that.
What is that?
What gibberish, what matter of gibberish is that?
Yeah, what matter of gibberish is that?
That's the link.
It looks like the link.
But
it looks like a link.
I can't click on it. I think if it was on my... Hello, thank you for joining us. It's so good to have you here. I'll have to have you on and interview you for the Gentleman's Monthly. I do a gentleman a month.
Oh, okay.
So Gigi will connect us. I love it. Gigi, I will pop that up next time. We'll bring it back just to make this thing full circle, because we have to continue with that, and I'll just refer to it. And because I think what has to happen is I have to have it maybe emailed, and then I can share my screen. I've never done that, so we can have some fun.
Or could it go up in the chat?
She put it in the chat, but if I click it, it disappears because if I click it, it goes to show so that I can show it up on the screen.
Oh, I think if she puts it in the chat,
she did.
Okay, because it popped up on my screen. It didn't pop up in the chat, off to the side.
Yeah, it popped up on our screen.
Yeah, I'm just guessing. I don't know.
On this screen, you mean?
So there's like
I did that. But that's what I mean. So if I click on it, it disappears and it says show, and then I get to show it or hide it. It's
Oh,
magic. Yeah.
okay, because you've got the chat on the side, and
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I don't know. This is my
Yeah.
first
And
time.
I've got a whole new world because I'm on this iPad. It just doesn't like anything.
All right, Amar. Thank you. We will do it. Definitely. Definitely.
Definitely.
Well, y'all know how it is when we overtime. Because that's what we do. Oh, that's what he had. And Gigi said, he said, what's
That's
up? Gigi
lovely.
said,
That's lovely.
I was lifting you up. Absolutely. And, Gigi, thank you for that, because that is a perfect way to end our show tonight, as we did talk about the importance of loving kindness. And I have talked about that this week on my Instagram. And I just feel like that is so important, because, again, I will say that losing that young lady, Chesley Christ, really sparked something in me. And then shortly, a little bit before that, we lost, God bless her, Regina Bell's son, Regina
And a king's son.
son.
Kings.
And it's just a lot, y'all. And we have to lift one another up. We have to hold one another up if that's what it requires, because we got to be one.
Yeah.
Not two, but one.
And you've got to lift yourself up every day.
Truly. Yeah.
Thank
And it just keeps coming in force. You and I spoke, last night, and we had another devastating loss in our family. The principal from my daughter's school, and a 35 plus year friend, just suddenly,
So
4 o'clock in
sorry.
the morning, left yesterday morning.
Wow. Yeah.
So we've been, you're just trying to smile to keep from just boohooing, because the losses that are of, just grand magnitude just keep coming.
Amar says that Regina, he's very close to Regina, and that Ian was his guy, his nephew.
My,
For her.
wow.
Yes. Amar, please let her know that more people, even than she can imagine, are sending her love and light, and just our hearts. And because for such a time as this is a time when loss is just so great.
Yeah.
And loss requires love as a salve for healing.
For healing. So true.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out my Lanny again. Amen, Sean. Amen, Tiffany. Amen, Gwen. That's a triple amen, y'all. My baby girl. Hey, girl. Nene. This is Denitra by her government name, but we call her Nene.
Hey, Nene.
Nene is also in the ATL. She is a beautiful spirit and just a real go-getter young woman whom I adore. So thank you for joining us tonight. So we're going to go now, y'all, but let's just have you all just leave us with one word.
For me, that word would be breathe.
Yes. Tiffany?
Love. It's a verb. Make it happen every day.
Yes.
Just love.
Yes.
Sean Ray.
Breathe.
Embrace.
I love that.
So look at this. Embrace, love, and breathe. Woo!
I love that.
Belinda put up shalom.
Yeah.
Shalom.
Absolutely. Lanny's word is grace. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. Amar.
Embrace, love, and breathe grace.
Grace. I love it. Rhonda, give us a word. Gigi, we need a word before we go. Come on, y'all. Let's play. I just love being here with you all, and I'm so grateful that God allowed me to do this. Because y'all know I love to talk and I love to have fun, and that's what we get to do here on Boss Talk. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. And we are, Nene said, oh, hey, Rhonda, thank you. She truly enjoyed tonight. I appreciate your coming, sis. Powerful. Nini says powerful. Yes, yes. Oh, yes, Amar, forgiveness.
Mm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. Gigi had 3 words for us, but they are good words. Jesus is Lord. Every day, all day for sure.
Can I just add one little thing that
Yes.
becomes so important? I love you at the end of every conversation. I
Mm,
love you.
I love
Don't,
Yeah.
you.
don't let those words be unspoken.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So important.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
And then let your actions match those words.
Hmm. Yes,
That
exactly.
they should be more than words. The I love you should manifest itself
In a
Hmm.
in the
verb.
way you you act towards that person.
Yes.
They
Rhonda's
should
word
feel
is
your calm.
faithfulness.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, y'all, I want to
Mm.
share because you said that, Tiffany. I know that um, people always ask me how I do what I'm doing, which is living without my baby, and I get to do that because every day, every single day, we said that multiple times a day. We said it when we went to sleep. And the last time I got to talk to William, Joseph Brinkley, the Brink, my baby,
My
what
boyfriend.
your boyfriend, her
My
boyfriend,
boyfriend.
and my boyfriend was February 1st, and it was after midnight, so it was actually February 2nd. And we used to always do this thing. I would say, well, hang up. He would go, no, you hang up. And I would say, no, you hang up. And he's like, I ain't hanging up on you, girl. You violent. And
Where's the lie?
exactly. And then we would say, I love you. I would say, I love you. And he would say, I love you more. And I would say, no, you can't. He goes, yes, I can, because I'm bigger than you.
Mm.
But God knew that we needed to say that, and that he gave us that practice for such a time as this, because when my husband went to be with God, there were no regrets. There was nothing left unsaid.
Mm.
So I invite all of you out there, like Tiffany said, let every conversation end with I love you. Let every thought that you have be something that uplifts yourself and others, because you have to feel good to make others feel good. And my saying since I was a little girl was, it feels good to feel good, it feels bad to feel bad, I choose to feel good.
Good.
Mhm.
And yeah, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. He used to say that too, Amar.
Right?
Thank
Right.
you. And Michelle, we'll end with Michelle's word, which is uplifting. Thank
Lifting.
you, sister. And you
Yeah.
Mm.
sisters stay on so we can chat backstage. And I want to say good night to all of you out there. This is your girl, Shawn Ray, with Boss Talk. Bold. You say it with me. One of a kind.
Kind.
Sensational.
Sensational.
Superstars.
Stars.
Loved y'all.